You think you know New York City. The yellow cabs, the skyscrapers, Times Square at midnight, the pizza, the bagels, Central Park in the fall. You've seen it in 1,000 movies, 1,000 TV shows, 1,000 Instagram posts. You think you know it. But here's what nobody tells you. New York City was purchased for the equivalent of about $1,000. The entire island of Manhattan, $1,000. And the people who sold it probably didn't even own it. The crosswalk buttons you see on every corner in Manhattan, more than half of them haven't actually worked since the late 1980s. They're just there to make you feel better while you wait. In 1993, a 16-year-old boy snuck into a New York City subway depot, figured out how to operate a train, and drove it through the system for more than 3 hours, picking up and dropping off real passengers before anyone noticed. And somewhere beneath the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, there is a secret train platform that has been used by American presidents to enter and exit the city without anyone knowing they were there. New York City is the most filmed location on Earth, the most visited city in the United States, and the birthplace of the ice cream cone, the first American pizzeria, and the modern financial system. And it was built on a foundation of secrets, shortcuts, and stories that most people never hear. Welcome to Globe Curious. Let's go to New York. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with more amazing videos and curiosities you'll only find here. Leave a like to help me reach even more people, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Stay until the end to discover even more incredible facts. To understand New York City, you have to start with the island. Manhattan is a narrow strip of land, just 13 miles long and 2 miles wide at its broadest point, surrounded by the Hudson River, the East River, and New York Harbor. It was originally home to the Lenape people, who called it Mannahatta, meaning island of many hills. The hills are mostly gone now, flattened to make room for the grid of streets that defines the city today, but the island is the same. The Dutch arrived in 1624, establishing a trading post at the southern tip of the island. They called it New Amsterdam. In 1626, the Dutch governor Peter Minuit purchased Manhattan from the Lenape in one of the most famous real estate transactions in history. He paid roughly 60 guilders worth of trade goods, beads, cloth, and tools. Adjusted for inflation, that comes to approximately $1,000 today for the entire island of Manhattan, now home to some of the most expensive real estate on Earth, where a single square foot of office space can cost more than $1,000. The Dutch may have thought they were getting a deal. They weren't. In 1664, the English arrived with a fleet of warships, and the Dutch surrendered without a fight. The city was renamed New York after the Duke of York, the future King James II of England, and from that moment on, it never stopped growing. By the time of the American Revolution, New York City was already one of the most important ports in the world. It was briefly the capital of the United States. George Washington was inaugurated as the first president in New York City on April 30th, 1789, on the balcony of Federal Hall on Wall Street, which still stands today. By 1900, New York had become the largest city in the Western Hemisphere. By 1950, it was the largest city in the world. Today, the greater New York metropolitan area is home to over 20 million people, making it the largest urban area in the United States and one of the largest in the world. And yet, the island of Manhattan, which contains the city's heart, is only 13 miles long. You could walk the entire length of it in a day. Many people have. Now for the secrets. And New York has more of them than almost any other city on Earth. Secret number 1, the secret train platform. Beneath the Waldorf Astoria Hotel on Park Avenue, one of the most famous hotels in the world, there is a private train platform on Track 61, accessible via a hidden elevator from the hotel's basement. The platform was built in the 1920s as part of Grand Central Terminal's infrastructure and was used for decades to transport VIPs in and out of the city without going through the public areas of the station. Franklin D. Roosevelt famously used it to arrive in New York without crowds seeing his wheelchair. Several other American presidents have reportedly used it as well. The platform still exists, though it has been largely unused for decades. There are plans to convert it into a luxury event space. Secret number 2, The Whispering Gallery. In the lower level of Grand Central Terminal near the Oyster Bar restaurant, there is an unmarked architectural secret. It is a domed intersection of hallways with curved ceilings made of Guastavino tiles, the same tiles used in the Oyster Bar's vaulted ceiling. If two people stand in opposite corners of this intersection, diagonally across from each other, a distance of about 15 meters, and whisper directly into the wall, they can hear each other perfectly clearly, as if they were standing side by side. The curved ceiling channels the sound across the room with extraordinary precision. Thousands of people walk past this spot every day without knowing it exists. It is one of the most romantic and bizarre architectural secrets in any city in the world. Secret number 3. Central Park is bigger than Monaco. Central Park covers 843 acres, 3.4 square kilometers in the heart of Manhattan. The entire sovereign nation of Monaco covers 2.02 square kilometers. Central Park is larger than a country. It is also the most filmed location in the world, appearing in over 530 movies and TV shows, more than any other location on Earth. The second most filmed location is Trafalgar Square in London, with 131 credits. Central Park has more than 4 times as many. Secret number 4, the crosswalk buttons. You see them on every corner. Little metal buttons worn smooth from decades of pressing, promising that if you push them, the walk signal will come faster. More than half of them haven't worked since the late 1980s, when New York City computerized its traffic signal system and the buttons became redundant. The city never removed them because removing them would have required explaining to millions of New Yorkers that they had been pressing fake buttons for 30 years. Psychologists call them placebo buttons, and studies show that pressing them makes people feel more patient, even when they do nothing at all. New York City has thousands of them. Secret number 5, the pizza-subway correlation. For over 50 years, the price of a slice of pizza in New York City and the price of a single subway ride have tracked each other almost exactly. When the subway fare goes up, pizza prices follow. When pizza prices rise, the subway fare eventually catches up. Nobody planned this. It simply happened. Economists have studied it. Nobody fully understands it. New Yorkers call it the pizza principle. It is one of the strangest and most reliable economic correlations in American history. Let's talk about the records, because New York City holds more of them than any other city in the United States, and more than most cities in the world. Record number 1, languages. New York City is the most linguistically diverse city on Earth. More than 800 languages are spoken within its 5 boroughs, more than any other city in human history. English is not the primary language of nearly half of all New Yorkers. The most common languages after English are Spanish, Chinese, Russian, Haitian Creole, Bengali, Korean, and Arabic. In the borough of Queens alone, over 160 languages are spoken, making it the most linguistically diverse urban area in the world. Record number 2, the subway. The New York City subway system operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It never closes. Not on Christmas, not on New Year's Eve, not during blizzards. It has 472 stations, more than any other metro system in the world, spread across 245 miles of track. On a typical weekday, it carries over 3.5 million passengers. It is the only major metro system in the world that runs continuously without stopping. Record number 3, the food. New York City is home to the first pizzeria in America. Lombardi's opened in 1905 by a Neapolitan immigrant named Gennaro Lombardi on Spring Street in Manhattan. It is still open. New York is also the birthplace of Eggs Benedict, Pasta Primavera, the ice cream cone, and the Waldorf salad. The city has over 24,000 restaurants, more per capita than almost any other city in the world. And a slice of pizza from a street counter costs about $4. It has cost roughly the same relative to inflation since 1905. Record number 4, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. The Met, as it is universally known, contains more than 2 million works of art spanning 5,000 years of human history, making it the largest museum in the United States and the 5th largest in the world. It averages 6 million visitors per year. The suggested admission price is $30, but it is legally only a suggestion. You can pay any amount you want. $1, 1 cent, 0. The museum is legally required to accept whatever you offer. Most people don't know this. Record number 5, the lightning. The Empire State Building is struck by lightning an average of 23 times per year. It has a lightning rod at its peak, and the building's steel frame conducts electricity safely to the ground. On particularly stormy days, it can be struck multiple times within minutes. The building's observation deck is occasionally closed during severe electrical storms, not because of any danger to the building, which is essentially a giant lightning rod, but because of the safety of the people standing on the deck. New York City is not one city, it is 5 cities. The 5 boroughs of Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island, each with its own personality, its own history, and its own stories. Manhattan is what most people think of when they think of New York. The skyscrapers, the grid, the subway grates steaming in winter. But the skyscrapers are not randomly placed. They cluster in Midtown and Lower Manhattan because those are the areas where the bedrock, the hard granite foundation of the island, is close to the surface. In the middle of Manhattan, between Midtown and Lower Manhattan, the bedrock dips deeply underground, making it too expensive to build the foundations tall buildings require. That geological accident is why there is a gap in the Manhattan skyline, why the skyscrapers cluster at each end of the island, with lower buildings in between. Brooklyn is the most populous borough. With nearly 2.6 million residents, it would be the 4th largest city in the United States if it were independent. In 1884, a circus promoter named P.T. Barnum marched 21 elephants across the Brooklyn Bridge to prove to skeptical New Yorkers that the newly opened bridge was strong enough to hold heavy loads. It worked. The Bronx is the only borough of New York City that is part of the North American mainland. All the other boroughs are on islands. It is also the birthplace of hip-hop music, born in the community centers and parks of the South Bronx in the early 1970s. Queens is home to John F. Kennedy International Airport and LaGuardia Airport, and is the most ethnically diverse urban area in the world. More nationalities are represented in Queens than in any other place on Earth. And Staten Island, and the forgotten borough, connected to the rest of the city only by ferry, is home to a park that is larger than Central Park, a Chinese scholar's garden, and a population that has voted in multiple referendums to secede from New York City. They have never succeeded. The rest of New York tends to find this amusing. New York City in 2026 is a city in transformation. The pandemic of the early 2020s changed New York more dramatically than any event since the September 11th attacks, emptying its offices, closing its restaurants, silencing its streets in ways that seemed, briefly, impossible. And yet, New York recovered, the way it always has, loudly, defiantly, with a new restaurant on every block that closed. This year, the United States is celebrating its 250th anniversary, the 250th year since the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. New York City, which served briefly as the first capital of the United States, is at the center of many of the celebrations. The streets of Lower Manhattan, where Washington was inaugurated, where the New York Stock Exchange was founded, where the first American Constitution was debated, are drawing visitors from around the world in numbers not seen in years. The city is also in the middle of one of its most ambitious infrastructure projects in decades, the expansion of the subway system into areas that have never had rail service, and the renovation of Penn Station, the busiest train station in the United States, which processes over 600,000 passengers per day. New York City has been declared dead many times. After the fiscal crisis of the 1970s, when the city was literally bankrupt, after the crime wave of the 1980s, after September 11th, after the pandemic, and every single time it has come back, more complex, more contradictory, more alive than before. New York doesn't recover, it reinvents, and it has been reinventing itself for 400 years. New York City is proof that a city doesn't need to be ancient to have history. In 400 years, it went from a Dutch trading post bought for $1,000 to the financial capital of the world, from 270 colonists to 8 million residents, from dirt paths to 245 miles of subway tunnels that never stop running, From a Lenape island of hills to the most filmed, most photographed, most written about urban landscape on Earth, the crosswalk buttons don't work. The pizza slice costs exactly what the subway ride costs. Somewhere under Park Avenue, there is a train platform that presidents used to disappear into the city. And somewhere in Grand Central Terminal, two strangers can whisper to each other across a room and hear every word. Every city has a story. New York City has 8 million of them, one for every person who lives there. Next week on Globe Curious, we head to the other side of the world, to a city in South Korea that most people think is only about K-pop and kimchi, but that is actually one of the most technologically advanced, historically layered, and genuinely surprising cities on Earth. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And tell me in the comments, if you could live in any neighborhood in New York City, which one would you pick and why? Drop it below. I'll see you in the next city.